And we back. It's Vash Lombardi. We're here to break down the Cowboy victory versus the Detroit Lions going into a week where we getting ready to beat the hell out the Patriots. That's just my vibes. That's how we do. But we're taking a look at my cousin, young Tony Pollard, today. Now, it seems that the theme of this week is willingness to change philosophy. Okay. Now I would have to see it again. I would like to see it a few weeks in a row before we really get on board with this whole notion that we're going to do whatever it takes to win. It seems like when the media journalist people came out and talked about Jason Garrett, and how he wanted to get, to get to a point to where we just got to do whatever we got to do. And the other media people took that piece of media and said, hey, well, maybe a change of philosophy is on the way. And then we see what Dak Prescott did. We see him taking over the game by himself. We see situations where we could run with Zeke, but we're not going to run with Zeke because, Dak Prescott's the best player on our team now. So let's put the ball in his hands, right? We see a lot more Tony Pollard, like a lot less runs on first down or whatever. So maybe this change of philosophy is coming at the right time in the season, just this any means necessary approach, right? Let's talk about Tony, though. He did most of his damage in the receiving game, whether it be a design extension of the run or whether it was, in a flat-out passing situation. He's going to be stacked behind Witten here. And we know we got man coverage across the board. I'll just let y'all take a look at this play one more time before I bring it back and talk about it. Touchdown. We know we got man coverage across the board because, look, take a look at your corners there. Walk down, square up on the receivers, playing inside leverage, trying to funnel your outside guys to the sideline. That's clear. That's a clear man coverage indicator. You kind of got that across the board of this empty formation right here. 5 receivers, nobody in the backfield. But we're focused on Tony secondarily, right? But what makes this whole thing work, and you see Dak, kind of politicking a little bit. The film guy cut it off in the front end, but he's politicking, play changing. And we got Cobb, Gallup, and Cooper up top here. If everybody's in man coverage and Cobb, Cooper, and Gallup are running up the field, then they gonna run up the field with Cooper, Cobb, and Gallup. And that's fine, but what ends up happening is we got a lot of damn space down here. And what we've learned about my young cousin Tony Pollard is that you can't give his ass a whole bunch of space to do nothing. He gonna catch the ball, look back and be like, hey man, y'all come back and tackle me. Where the hell y'all going? What are you doing? Come tackle me. You can't. Stop it. You tackle me. No, you didn't. Touchdown, right? And it was all because of play design. Fantastic play design. A lot of people want to push Kellen Moore off a bridge. Hey, man, I think Kellen Moore is doing a fantastic job of putting everybody in the right place at the right time. I'm going to do a Dak Prescott film session later on this week, talking about his mechanics, talking about his little hip dance where he's opening up his hips, getting his hip flexors going. But look at his releases now, man. See how fast that is? See how quick he's getting the ball out, man? See how he's not going over the shoulder? See how he's just kind of side-arming that thing, getting it out quick? You know what I mean? Easy catch by Tony. Yak. There we go. This is what I mean by he was tearing it up in receiving as an extension of the run game, because technically this is a pass play for young Dak and a receiving play for young Tony here. We're just gonna get the pitch, and we just see juice, man. We see burst. We see some different quickness there. And look, man, like I always talk about, in order for Tony to get the ball, Zeke would not have to get the ball. Well, Zeke got this damn skill set. Zeke's a blocker. He's a willing blocker. He's a good blocker. He's a physical blocker. He's a big muscle, right? Let's see what he did. Kind of got a solid block right there, but hey, he did what he had to do. What is looking like up front? Jason. Now let's go cartel view to see what happened up front. That's better. Jason's gonna do his thing. Lael, Zach is gonna seal his guy. Hey man, Suafilo wasn't terrible. He didn't kill you. He wasn't great, but Suafilo did not kill you today. So salute to him. That's considered a pass, and young Tony's just gonna see his little crease and he's just gonna go and get there, man. You even see this little gap right here, this extended B gap right here. Got this linebacker going into it, or this cornerback, pardon me. Tony's gonna leverage a little bit close to it to help Lael, block a little bit, right? Because if Tony would have stayed wide, then this cornerback could just kind of go over the top, and Lael would miss his blocking that way. But how Tony patience it out a little bit, gets a little bit, he gets close to that gap, he gets close to B gap, compresses it a little bit to make this corner come down, and then once Tony bounces back into C gap, it turns into an easier block for Lael. Look at my cousin Tony finding this space. finding this little bit of free grass to work with, and how he gets real tight to Zach Martin's block right here. Take a look at that, man. Look at that, man. Look at that. It's a short gain. It's a dirty run, but it's a run that's possible because Tony was able to see it and get there quickly, right? Quick eyes, quick feet. My cable bill was way too high. I reached out to affordablesticks.com. They sent me a Fire Stick, plugged that thing into the HDMI. Now I get unlimited shows, movies, and live TV. I'm a huge sports fan, so I love League Pass, Sunday Ticket, and I get the pay-per-view fights for free. That's something for the whole family. You can buy a Fire Stick for every TV in the house and still spend less money than you would on cable. That's affordablesticks.com. There's a link in my description. You should go click it. Cut the cord, man. And then we ran the same exact play to the other side this time, but Tony's going to be motioning to the other side. Now, look, when I'm watching the other teams in the National Football League, I look at a team like the Chicago Bears, who are terrible as hell in my opinion. I say, you know what? If good things happen when David Montgomery gets the football, like, why don't you just keep giving David Montgomery the football and let good things happen, right? Every time Tony Pollard touched the ball. Every single time. And I hope y'all can hear the desperation, disparity, and emotion in my voice. Every time Tony touched the ball, something nice happens. Something beautiful happens. Even Zeke missed the block right here, right? Look at this. Time out. I'll take a look at the offensive line in a second. But even when Zeke misses the block, oops. Tony's still running through people, man. There's this notion that he's just this gadget back, man. What the hell y'all getting there from? Like, we do gadget stuff with him, but I'm gonna keep preaching it till I stop seeing it, man. Come on, son. Keeping your feet, running through people, getting your balance, getting a couple more yards. I'm very impressed with young Tony Pollard. Get him some more carries. Let's take a look at your offensive line. Let's see what they did. Let's see what happened here. Listen, man, Suafila. Look, man, Connor wouldn't have missed this block. Suafilo just fell down. What are you doing, Suafilo? Get up. I'm not supposed to be talking about you. You're on my team. Why am I telling you? Get off the ground. Tyron, yeah, everybody else cool, and Tony ready fine. All right, moving on. Now, this is something I would like to see. We see young Tony Pollard in the backfield, split with Zeke there. I would love to see Tony Pollard get to the outside, just run deep with him right here. Throw the ball deep. Because we did it with, like, Jamez Olawale, but, like, Jamez, like, you know, gets on my nerves or whatever. But getting this damn two-back set, put Tony outside, and look, if they're going to be late adjusting to it, then just get Tony upfield and just throw it to the end zone. Get him out of there. But this ends up being a bubble. Some light yak on the back end, get about a yard or three. It's all good, man. I'm just gonna let this run and just kind of talk y'all, talk to y'all for a little bit. But I'm ready, man. I'm ready for this new for the new phase of this offense, man. People call me a Jason Garrett lover. Not necessarily the case, man, because if he can't figure it out this year, sure, we could push him off the bridge, man. But if our guys are executing, man, and if we fulfill this plan the way it should, if we run this offense the way it could be run, because I always tell y'all, man, that if I'm the offense coordinator of this thing, we're going to the Super Bowl. And that's just me being, braggadocious, grandiose. Vouch for a second. Young Tony Pollard with the goal line carry. This was a 2-point conversion. Gadget backs don't do this with your goofy ass. Look at you. Running with power, man. Keeping your feet moving. Let's go, fam. If we want to reach our full potential, then we should look at young Tony as the Alvin Kamara back, as a compliment to Zeke. And this thing, man, this thing would be let's see what happens here, man. Okay, look, dynamic. Another thing. Let me throw my pen on the table. How about this? If Tavon Austin ain't trying to give you good plays in the return game, I know Tony Pollard's giving you kick returns, but how often do we see kick returns? A lot of kick returns just end up being touchbacks or whatever, right? Let's put Tony on punt return and see what happens. Let's put young Tony on punt return so we can see what happens, man. Tony catches the ball here and politicking. Look, because to be fair, the guys that are trying to tackle him right now, look at the kicker, just nervous at all that Tony Pollard speed. The people that's trying to tackle Tony right now, are they're like third string guys, right? They're like backups and third string. So let's let Tony get dynamic a little bit. Let him try to outrun some of these little bottom feeding backup linebackers and corners or whatever. Just, I don't know, man. I feel like I'm talking in a circle. I'm gonna let it rock right there. We got a Michael Gallup film session coming too, so look out for that. And I want to take a look at Dak Prescott's mechanics this week. If I got a little time, I'll do like an extended offensive line film session. We can take a look at that just so we can celebrate as a whole. But I'm trying to get young Tony Pollard involved in this offense as much as I possibly can. So I need y'all to vibe with me on that. All right. Hey man, like I said, follow me on Twitter, VOCHLONBARDI. Same thing on Instagram, same thing on Discord, same thing on Patreon. All those links are in the description. Y'all hold it down for the Doski Woski and Peace Whiskey. Until next time, which may be tomorrow. Salute. After canceling my cable, I saved $2,400 this year by switching to B.A.C TV through channelsforcheap.com. Some people pay $200+ a month. I paid $120 a year, or you can go $15 a month if that's what's convenient for you. You get 2,500 HD channels. 1,000 of those are in English, and there are plenty other international channels, TV Guide, and we get all the sports. One of my favorite things is multi-screen feature. So if I don't know what I want to watch, I can tune into 4 different channels at one time that you can watch on 4 different devices, and it's available on Fire Sticks, smart TVs, tablets, and if you're on the go, you can watch TV on your phone. Hit the link in my description or go to channelsforcheap.com where you can get a free 7-day trial. That's a whole week for you to just sit down and play with it and see what you like about it and come back and make a purchase. If you have any questions, go to channelsforcheap.com, hit this little button right here, and they'll respond to you immediately. That is channels4cheap.com. The link is in the description. I highly recommend it. Let's do it. The YouTube Illuminati is taking money away from your favorite content creators, and people often ask the best way to support the channel directly. I tell them that's subscribing to my Patreon. Just $1 a month would increase production and the frequency of uploads. Basically, that means more content for you. For less than a bag of almond M&Ms, you can support the channel, call dibs on requests for future videos, and you can have access to Patreon exclusive material like my throwback film sessions. That's patreon.com/VachLombardi. I appreciate the support. Doski Woski. Salute.